Hi everyone, welcome back to Raptor's Garage, and in today's episode we're going to be changing the differential oil in a Land Rover. So what do you actually need to do this job? Not a lot. You need a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, a short extension bar, the correct oil and some means of filling the axle up. So yeah, like I was just saying, that's what you need. You need a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, a short extension bar and the correct oil, and in this case we're using some 80/90, and also a pan to drain the oil in. So like I was saying, all you need to do this job is a 1/2-inch drive ratchet with a short extension bar. The short extension bar is to stop you wrapping your knuckles when you're undoing it really. You can do it, you know, literally without, but you can bang your knuckles, so I just find using the half extension bars handy. And also, I do recommend that you change your axle oils probably once a year, especially if you use your truck off-road because of condensation, moisture, and all the nasties that get inside your axle. But the other thing, if you're going to do this job, make sure this filler plug comes undone first. So always undo your filler plug first. So let's have a look if this one's loose. Oh yeah, there we go. So there you go. Always make sure you can undo that one, because if you can't drain it, that isn't a problem. If you can't fill it, that is a problem. So I'll take the filler plug out first. Now I'm pretty sure this axle's full because I didn't do it more than 6 months ago. There we go, that one is actually full. But the reason I wanted to change the oil in it, there's bits of metal in this. Now that's not from the axle, not from the differential, that's from, because this has had a heavy duty front diff pan welded on, and that's probably little bits of swarf that were left over, and that oil's pretty dirty anyway. Because like I said, this was only done 6 months ago. So first thing, we're going to clean that and we're going to let that drain for a minute. So now I've got the filler plug out, I'm going to take the drain out. Oh, that wasn't particularly tight either, so that's good. But like I say, this is exactly the same for all Land Rovers with solid axles. And you series Land Rovers as well, except they probably have a nut on them rather than a plug, but the job itself is exactly the same. Oh yeah, that needed changing, even though that oil is only about 6 months old. There's quite a lot of dirt in that, which makes me think I might have a leak from my swivel houses, because that looks like it might have grease in it. Okay, more investigation later. Let's let this drain for 5-10 minutes. I'm going to have a brew. Okay, this is finished draining now, so we can put the plug back in. Now I think I'm going to have to do some investigating on this in a different episode, because I do think my swivel houses are leaking into my axle. So we'll investigate that in the future. But just nip that up. That's nice and tight. Don't have to grolly them up that tight that they squeak. So that's in. This is ready for filling. So this is what I was saying about changing your oil. Now, this oil is really black. This oil is not very old, so we've discovered a problem just by changing the oil. We know that the swivel houses are leaking. Now, if you're new to Land Rovers and you don't know what the swivel houses are, they're either side of the axle, where the axle pivots on when you turn the wheel. Now we're going to have a look at this in a future video to see what's wrong, but that is swivel house grease mixed in with the oil. I can tell by the colour that's definitely swivel house grease. So we found a problem. So changing the oil is definitely beneficial to keeping your truck on the road. And it's just caused me a load more work. But at least we found a problem what we didn't know we had. So there you go, changing your oil, really important. So for now, we're going to put fresh oil in this so we can move it around, and we'll look at the problem in a future video. As for putting the oil back in, I keep a load of these 1 litre oil bottles around with the bendy neck. They're easy, it's self-explanatory, you put it in the hole, you squirt the oil in, and that's as complicated as this job gets. So keep some of those, or you just buy the oil in the 1 litre bottles. Now I'm decanting it out of a 5 litre. Now I'm using 80/90. You can use EP80 or straight EP90, I'm using 8090. It's all gear oil, but what you want to make sure it's GL4. It's yellow metal compatible oil. Land Rovers don't tend to like GL5 because they've got phosphor bronze in the gears and especially in the gearbox and transfer box. Not so much in the axles, but you want it to say GL4. Now, as I'm now going to have to pull this axle apart again, I'm just going to use this 8090 because I've got plenty of it about. It's only for moving the truck around. Because like I said in a future video, we're going to be taking the swivels apart. So I'm going to decant this into this bottle and start putting it in the axle. So like I said, filling them back up, dead easy. Just put the bottle in and you fill it up till you just get a little dribble of oil coming out. Now, off the top of my head, I think these axles are supposed to hold 1.75 litres. Don't take that as gospel. It's somewhere, it's less than 2 litres. These hold slightly more because these have had bigger diff pans put on. So just fill them up till they just trickle out. This is a litre bottle, so it's going to have all of this. Like I said, we're going to have to investigate this axle a bit further. Right, I'll go and refill my bottle and put a bit more in. So I've refilled my bottle and just keep on filling these till like I said, just till you get a little trickle of oil coming out. I've made sure the truck's on a level piece of ground, obviously the garage floor. It's reasonably level. It's good enough for this. We don't need to get a spirit level out anyway. And there we go, little trickle of oil, and I need to get my plug. So just wipe these off, get the oil up off the floor. Just nip that off. Like I said, they don't have to be too tight. Make the axle look pretty. And that's it, guys. Job done. One axle serviced until we have to pull it apart again. Well, hopefully you found this video useful, guys, especially to you out there who are new to working on Land Rovers. Like I said, this is a really simple and easy job to do and really beneficial to your truck. So if you found it useful, give me that thumbs up. It really does help with the algorithm. And while you're there, you might as well click on that subscribe button as well. And I'll see you on the next one. Well, hopefully, I can't speak.